Hello children, once again welcome to our class. Yesterday we learnt about how to observe fungi and how to observe bacteria. For fungi we tested bread mold and for bacteria we tested buttermilk. And important things that we need to remember here is we used a crystal violet stain here. We used crystal violet stain. And about bacteria, another thing that we learnt is in the year 1997. In the year 1997, what is the name of the Hyde Schultz? H-E-I-D-E, Hyde and Schultz. He discovered a new type of bacteria and he named it new bacteria in Namibia. He discovered new bacteria in Namibia. Now remember how the name is. He discovered, he gets to name the bacteria. So what is the name of the new bacteria? Theo means actually in one of the languages aunt, I think. Margarita. As per my understanding, actually I am not sure children. How I remember is Theo Margarita means his aunt or someone. The name of his aunt is maybe Margarita. Namibiasis, because it is found in Namibia, no? Namibiasis. The name of bacteria he put it as Theo Margarita namibiasis. This is how I remember. If I remember it like a name of a person, I'll be able to remember better. That's why I'm giving you that blind clues, they say like that. And what is the speciality of it? It is 0.75 millimeters in size. 0.75 millimeters in size. It is the largest known bacteria and it can be, if it is 0.75 mm, obviously we can see with a naked eye, can be seen with our naked eye. That means without the help of microscope we can see. And then do we need to add it under microorganisms? Because all bacteria came under microorganisms, obviously we have to put this also under microorganisms. Actually that is a doubt I got, because when we can see with a naked eye, should I put it as tell you as a microorganism or not? I got a doubt. Then I remembered all the bacteria we are discussing here, and if this particular bacteria is a little different and wants to show off a little differently, even then because it comes under the name bacteria, I have to put it under microorganisms. So keep this in mind children always. Right. So we learnt about how to observe fungi, how to observe bacteria. Now we'll learn how to observe algae. Yesterday I told you bacteria can survive in any conditions and is present everywhere. Now let us see. Most of the algae are aquatic. That means they are present in water. And some of the examples are chara, and largest algae is kelp. Then madam, why are we learning them under microorganisms? Most of the algae which are micro, the size of them are micro, we are going to discuss here. Algae, some of them are microorganisms like Chlamydomonas. It is an algae, it is microorganism. It is a microorganism. It lives in water, and if you observe, it is also green in color. It means that it can prepare its own food. And diatom. If you notice children, this diatom is looking 2, no? That's why it got the name di. Di means di. I am not talking about die. Di means dihybrid, we say, no? That means 2. Di represents 2. Because it has 2 equal parts like that, it gets the name diatom. Okay. And there is a filamentous algae. We call it as Spirogyra. This is also green in color. And this is filamentous. You cut the filament anywhere, it can grow into a new species. And then you have Chara, you have Spirulina. You notice this like fiber, and spirulina is actually used as a protein substitute. Spirulina is used as a protein substitute. So how do we need to observe algae under a microscope? Now let us see. How can we observe algae under a microscope? Let us see. What you have to do is take a drop of pond water. Usually the pond water, no, it will be a few strands of them. You scrape the pond region, tank region and all. You take few scraps, then you get string like things, Spirogyra, spirulina, like that you will get. But you take a drop of take 1 or 2 drops of this green colored pond water. Remember, stagnated green colored pond water, and then put it on a slide. 2 drops of green colored pond water. If you take the scrapings, no, you will get the strip spirulina, spirogyra, like that. But you take 2 drops of green colored pond water and then place it on a slide. Place it on a clean slide. Anytime clean slide. You may wonder, madam, anyways we are taking dirty water, why should I have a clean slide? Who knows on the clean, if it is not clean slide, bacteria may be present, and what will happen is, instead of seeing algae, you will start seeing wonderfully moving around bacteria. You don't want your experiment to be spoilt. That's why always you prefer to go for a clean slide. Place it on a clean slide, and then obviously what is the next step? Cover it with a cover slip. Remove the excess water and all that, the same procedure you need to follow, and then observe it under the microscope. Then what all I drew just now, diatom, chlamydomonas, spirulina, spirogyra, all these kind of things. And there is another wonderful thing also. What is it? Oedogonium, all these kind of things you can observe in your on your slide. That is what we have learned about algae. How to prepare the slide of an algae we understood. Now what is the next thing? It is observing protozoa. Protozoa is another microorganism which is usually found in water only. Almost all the protozoa can survive only in water medium, liquid medium. So now let us see how the protozoa can be observed and how can we prepare a slide of protozoa. This is not just like you take, for example, for fungi, what did we do? You took a slice of bread, sprinkled water, put it in a dark, warm, moist place, and then observe it. You got a rhizopus. And for bacteria, you took buttermilk, put a drop of it, heat it, and then put crystal violet on top of that, and then observe it under the microscope. You could observe lactobacillus. And then what else did you, for algae, you take a drop of pond water. But here, to observe protozoa, you have to prepare a decoction. Not coffee or tea decoction. You have to prepare to observe protozoa. Protozoa are again unicellular microorganisms, and maximum of them are parasitic in nature. And for this you need to prepare a decoction. What kind of decoction? Here I am not talking about coffee or tea. I am talking about hay decoction. That means hay. Hay means what? Dry grass, or we can also call it as straw. What is the color of the straw? Golden yellow color. You take a few hay and then immerse it in water and leave it like that for few days. Leave it like that for how many days? 3 to 4 days. Immerse in water for 3 to 4 days, and then you get a kind of decoction that you take 1 or 2 drops of it, you take on a clean slide, again the same thing, and observe it under the microscope. What do you notice? You notice amoeba, you notice paramecium, and what else? What are the other protozoans we know of? Let me, suddenly I too forgot. Verticella, I told you, no, so beautiful, bell shaped. Verticella. Like that you observe some microorganisms. All these are protozoans. They are usually parasitic also in nature. Now let us see. Now coming to arthropods. The last one is arthropods. Here usually what we learn about arthropods is arthropods are joint legged animals, usually insects and all. Then from where did we get this micro arthropods? The arthropods which cannot be seen with a naked eye, and they are micro in nature, should be observed only under the microscope. We call them as micro arthropods. And famous ones are Daphnia, Cyclops, and then scabies mite, and then mite means nothing but soon after egg is hatched, insects they get crawly things out, those we call them as mites. For spider mites, you will notice them. And what else is eyelash mites will be there, eyelash things. Now these cannot be seen with our naked eye, but they are very scabies. For example, scabies means what? A kind of a skin problem. What happens is these mites will enter inside the skin, and what they'll do is they'll give itchiness and rash and a lot of irritation. So these kind of create problems. We'll learn more about it in our next session children. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.